Where did those 50 years go?
Welcome back to Still Groovy, the show about good living, hard-won wisdom, and staying hopeful in a broken world. I'm Sunshine, and this is my Marty.
Today we are going back to the 80s when I took a little oil and gas company called Maxell Exploration onto the Toronto Stock Exchange and got a front row seat to one of the dirtiest games in finance.
And when Marty says front row seat, he means they handed him a ticket and sat him right next to the guys running the con.
Not quite, but close enough that I watched it happen, understood exactly how it worked, and got out with my integrity intact.
Which I will tell you was not the easiest thing to do when money like that was moving around.
A boiler room is a high-pressure sales operation, usually a room full of people on phones, cold-calling ordinary investors and pushing penny stocks that are essentially worthless.
Penny stocks meaning shares that trade for just a few cents, sometimes less than a cent, on loosely regulated exchanges.
The Vancouver Stock Exchange in the 80s was the world capital of this. It was called, affectionately, the scam capital of the world, and the people who said that were not being unkind.
Marty, our grandkids Terry and Robbie are probably thinking, okay, but how does the actual scam work?
Great question. The promoters, the people running it, would get control of millions of shares in a shell company, a company that does essentially nothing.
A shell is just a legal corporate body with a name and a stock ticker and absolutely nothing inside it, like a beautiful empty walnut.
Then they would hire brokers, sometimes unlicensed, sometimes barely licensed, to call strangers and read from a script designed to create urgency and excitement around this worthless shell.
Sir, I have a tip on a junior mining play that is absolutely going to explode. You need to move today.
That is almost word for word what the script sounded like. The callers were paid on commission, so the harder they pushed, the more they made.
And the people getting those calls were retired school teachers and farmers and small business owners who trusted that if something was on a stock exchange, somebody had checked it out.
That trust was the weapon. Listing requirements back then were laughably thin. A company could get on certain exchanges with almost no revenue, no real assets, no real business.
I remember you coming home in, 86, 87, and sitting at the kitchen table looking like you had swallowed something bad.
I had watched a man I knew socially get his investors into a deal that he knew was going nowhere. He knew. He bought at a fraction of a cent and sold into the hype his own brokers created.
That is called a pump and dump, which sounds almost cartoon-like until you realize somebody's retirement savings just disappeared.
Here is exactly how a pump and dump works. Step 1. Accumulate shares cheaply before anyone is paying attention. Step 2. Promote aggressively to drive the price up. Step 3. Sell your own shares into that artificial demand.
And step 4 is where the ordinary investor is left holding shares worth nothing while the promoter is buying a boat.
The price might go from 2 cents to 40 cents on pure manufactured excitement. That is a 20 times return on paper for the people who got in at the beginning.
And a total loss for the person who bought at 38 cents because the broker told them it was still going to $1.
The SEC and the Ontario Securities Commission have cracked down enormously since then, but the pattern never died. It just moved. In the 2000s, it became spam email stock tips.
ING is about to explode. Get in now. I got those emails. Everybody got those emails.
And today it lives on in cryptocurrency pump and dump schemes and social media influencers who take payment to hype a coin to their followers without disclosing it.
Same scam, new costume. Which is why we are talking about this. Because if you can recognize the shape of it, you can walk away.
The single best protection is this. No legitimate investment opportunity ever requires you to decide in the next 24 hours. Urgency is a manufacturing tool.
Write that on something and put it on your fridge. Urgency is manufactured. Because the moment someone is pressuring your timeline, they are working for themselves, not you.
The second protection is to look up anyone who calls you about an investment. Every licensed broker has a registration number. In Canada, you check with the CSA, the Canadian Securities Administrators. In the US, it is FINRA.
And if they are not registered, you hang up. Politely, but immediately. You do not owe a cold caller a debate.
I stayed clean through all of it because I had one rule. I would not put my name on anything I could not explain to Sonny in plain language.
He would come home and sit across from me at that big pine table and walk me through whatever he was considering. And if I said, "Marty, that sounds crooked," it was dead.
She was right every single time. Not because she knows securities law she does not particularly want to, but because honest deals make sense in plain English, and dishonest ones rely on your not asking questions.
55 years of that system, and we are still here on our 33 acres, and nobody is in jail.
The boiler room world cost some very good people everything. I saw it. A fellow geologist, a genuinely brilliant man, lost his house because he believed someone who told him uranium prices were about to triple.
And the person who told him that knew it was a lie. That is not a victimless transaction. That is theft with a telephone.
Today I run 10 servers and I talk to an AI every single day, and the patterns I learned watching those rooms in the 80s, I see them everywhere online. The technology changes, the human psychology does not.
Which is honestly the most useful thing about getting old. You have seen enough cycles to recognize the shape of a thing before the details distract you.
If you want to invest, and you should, carefully, over time, in diversified and transparent instruments, start with index funds you can research yourself, and be deeply suspicious of anything promising exceptional returns.
Exceptional returns is almost always code for exceptional risk someone is not telling you about, or just plain fraud.
The honest version of investing is boring. Boring is beautiful. Boring is how you retire with something in your account.
Marty built our little server farm the same way. Slow, deliberate, one piece at a time. No flashy promises, just compound patience.
And on that note, if anyone tells you their crypto token is the next revolution and you need to get in this week, call your grandchildren, call a friend, call us. Just do not send the money.
We love you. We want you to keep your money. And we want you to know that being skeptical is not cynicism, it is self-respect.
Take care of each other. We'll see you next time on Still Groovy.